Hey, hello, beautiful people of YouTube. Happy Hump Day. So I apologize, this video is 2 days late, but like I always say, better late than never. But it's your girl coming to you live and in living color from work. So yeah, I'm in a different location today for the weekly Affirmation and Magnificent Mondays. But since it's Hump Day, we're going to call this Hump Day and Affirmation Wednesday. So hopefully you all had a good weekend, and for those of you who were off for President's Day, hopefully you all had a good long weekend. To those of you who may have lost a loved one this past week, sending light and love and condolences to you and your families, as losing a loved one is never an easy thing to go through. To those of you who got married this past week, congratulations on your recent nuptials, and I wish you all a lifetime of love and happiness. And as you can see, there's a screen going in the background that it changes periodically. So if you see a glare, I do apologize in advance for that. Matter of fact, let me shift a little bit. Okay, that should be a little bit better for you all. So, but like I said, happy hump day, and hard to believe we are almost at the end of February, almost. So first I want to say happy Pisces season to my fellow Pisces people. Our time is finally here, and yes, they did save the best zodiac sign for the last, because you know the saying, save the best for last, which is exactly what they did with us Pisces people. So definitely want to send a happy birthday to all the Pisces people born during this season, whether your birthday was the start of the season on the 19th, whether it's coming up, if you're a cusp baby like I am. So happy birthday to once again to all my fellow Pisces, both current and future Pisces birthdays. I hope you all celebrate big and just have fun enjoying your special days, and definitely turn up and have a drink from me. So there is that. Um, so I will be honest with you guys. I am kind of struggling a little bit. I am emotionally, I haven't been in a good space, and I'll tell you guys the reason why. So Friday, on the way to my physical therapy appointment to deal with my left knee injury and recovery, we went through downtown Charlotte, and we went through dad's old stomping grounds, because my dad used to work in uptown and he retired several years ago. So just going through downtown in the car just immediately took me back to when my mother was here, and when he was still working uptown, I would sometimes ride with her to go pick him up, because he worked second slash third shift hybrid schedule. So for me, that was an unexpected grief trigger. And since then, my mom has been heavy on my mind the past few days. And of course, I've shed many tears. And typically, when I get in like a not one of my best moods, if I'm like sad, depressed, or really pissed off, I'm usually good after like 2 days. But if it lasts longer than 2 days, then yeah, y'all better steer clear of me and just let me either cool off or let me get myself together. So it's just been an emotional rough patch. And normally when I have these little spells where I'm not in the best of moods, like I said, it only lasts a couple of days. But I have to realize that honestly, I've been dealing with grief since I was 8 years old, when I experienced the death of my great grandmother. Then I had I would say that was more like a third hand experience with death, as I wasn't there when she passed. I just got the news, and I love my great grandmother, and of course, I was upset when she died, and I was not able to go to her funeral. Then in 1994, losing two of my grandparents, and me being closer to my maternal grandparents rather than my paternal grandparents, for the simple fact that my paternal grandparents lived up in Boston. So, financially, we weren't able to visit them as often as we could my maternal grandparents, because my maternal grandparents, they also lived here, and they were like 5-10 minutes down the road. So, but I digress. But in 1994, when my mom's dad, my maternal grandfather, died, I was there during his final moments and his final few days. So that was a first-hand experience, but it was still secondhand because he was my grandfather. And of course, nearly 30 years later, it still hurts, but that's something I'll have to live with. And of course, losing a grandparent is totally different from losing a parent. So that's why I say that a grandparent is more of a secondhand experience with death. And now that I've had a firsthand experience with death, with the loss of my mom, it being there when she took her final breath, it's totally different. And here we are nearly 4 years later, since she's been gone. And I guess I knew I would have periods where I just have to sit with the grief, but I guess it kind of took me by surprise because of the grief trigger. And there's nothing significant about this month. It'd be different if um, well, with the loss of her, there's nothing significant about February, but February, my maternal grandfather, her father, was born. So his birthday um, was last Thursday. So he actually would have been 90. So, and of course, you know, it's just something that I remember, and it didn't really affect me that much, but since I was close to them both, when I think of him, I think of her, and when I think of her, I think of him. So it's like a 2-for-1 punch with dealing with the loss of those two. So, but yeah, it's just been hard the past couple of days and over the weekend. So I was just not in the best space emotionally. So a Facebook friend of mine, she asked me if I was going to be available this past weekend, which I said I was, but I'm glad she didn't reach out to me to hook up or do anything. Because number one, I really wasn't in the best space for it, and number two, unbeknownst to me, there was a Splat Fest. So I did participate in that, but because I wasn't in that good headspace, I really didn't participate in it like I normally do. So, but I'll definitely make up for the next one, and I still have not found out the results of the Splatfest. So I guess I'll do that when I go home, or uh, tonight or something like that. But I'll keep y'all posted with that. So, but aside from that, so I've kind of gone a little bit radio silent. Normally I have friends that I check in with throughout the week, but because I've been in such a bad space emotionally, I've just kind of gone radio silent. And sometimes you have those days where you just don't want to be bothered. You need to give yourself a few days to get yourself together. So, but one of the things I've decided to do is I am going to go a little radio silent for at least a little bit. I have decided that eventually I am going to delete my Facebook account. as I've been on Facebook almost 15 years, and yeah, I think it's time to let it go. Now, granted, the people that I'm friends with on Facebook, most of them I have had the opportunity to meet in person. So there's definitely no love lost there. And I'll definitely keep in touch, especially with the ones I have numbers and stuff like that. But, you know, um, my my intention is to probably delete my Facebook account at the end of this year, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. If I do decide to keep it, I definitely will probably just not use it for a little while. But I do have it set up to when they're notified that I have passed, that my account will be deleted. So if it's not deleted sooner, it definitely will be deleted after I die. Because I don't need my digital memory to live on like that, because it ain't that serious. um, so I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but you know, that's how life goes sometimes. So with me, usually 90% of the time I'm in a good mood. I'm happy, I'm laughing and all that fun stuff. But there are times like this where, it's like, and we all have periods where we go through the ups and downs of emotions. And for anybody that's grieving the loss of a loved one, whether it just happened, whether it's been a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, no matter how long the time passes, you know, especially for those of you who this is not your first rodeo with losing a loved one, so you know how grief is, you know that not everybody grieves the same. So I definitely want to tell you, for especially for firsthand experience, no two deaths are going to be the same. No two people are going to react to the death of a person the same. So grief is not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. Definitely give yourself grace. You're going to have those triggers. Sometimes they will hit you completely out of nowhere and you will just break down and fall to pieces. Some days, those triggers are coming up and you can go lock yourself in your room or go get to your safe space and just ride out that wave of grief. So, but, one of the things I think I am considering is, doing grief counseling. Because while, you know, my dad has been absolutely great. He's been through this. Both of his parents are gone, so he knows exactly how I feel. But with me losing my mother and him losing his wife, our perspectives on grief are totally different. I will never experience the pain of losing a wife, but he already knows the pain of losing a mom. And you know and I don't want to be one of those people where I'm listening to songs that normally get me happy. I'm jamming, singing along, and then all of a sudden I want to break down and start crying. And that was my experience on the way to work. I was listening to my Disney playlist, and I just had that lump in my throat, and I knew I had to put on those songs and just get the tears out. So maybe it'll it'll pass, and I may not consider grief counseling, but I'll just take it day by day. So but definitely know that you're not alone in your grief journey, no matter where you are in the process. I think maybe my issue is that I haven't really experienced anger, because they say there are, depending on the information that you look at the internet, there are 5 or 6 stages of grief. So, um, bargaining, I didn't go through. Denial, hmm, not really, because I was there when she died and the immediate aftermath. Anger, I can't say I really dealt with that, even if I had any anger. So it is what it is. So, but I hope to be in much better spirits, especially next week. Since I don't have my affirmation uh, decks here, I'm going to go ahead and put one that I got from one of my candles from Evil Queen. So one of the little affirmation cards said, "I am open to healing." So definitely that's something that that some of you that are hurting may be wanting to consider. Just be open to healing, no matter what that looks like. And healing is not a one size fits all process. Some people are better able to heal than others. So, give yourself grace, give yourself love, seek out help, no matter where you are in the healing process. So that's my little spiel for today. um, but on the agenda for today, I do have physical therapy. That's scheduled for 10:30. So I will go and do that. Then I have to go pick up my baby girl Lily some dog food, because while she's not completely out, she is getting low. So definitely have to make sure she's taken care of. Um, what else is going on? Winter and spring have been battling it out. We had nice weather last week, but now back at night it's gone back down into winter temperatures. So yeah, the heater's been off and on at our house. So, but of course we are less than a month away from spring. So there is that. um Anything else going on? um Ended up doing some overtime uh for President's Day. So, and yeah, we got hit hard with the drop. But today has been a much better day, and it's a much smoother day. So we're able to play catch up and get some stuff that we weren't able to do yesterday knocked out. So I'm definitely enjoying the little break before we tackle the 4 o'clock drop here within the next half hour. So there is that. Um, haven't seen Bambi around here. um, Probably, what, come to think of it, I don't know if I see Bambi in the spring. I think I do. I'll have to. Well, next time I see them, I'll get video so y'all can see, whether it be at night or during the daytime. But if I'm behind the wheel driving, then I'm obviously not going to get that video. So there is that. Anything else going on? Nope, that is pretty much it. So, on that note, beautiful people, I will go ahead and bid you all adieu. And I did get the notification that I got some new subscribers. So, I just want to say hi and welcome. And thank you for coming to my little corner of the internet world. And of course, I never expect anybody to subscribe. So, thank you so much for doing so. If you stick around, great. If not, no harm, no foul. It's nothing but love over here. But like I always say, you all have a good day. Have a good week. Don't let anybody get you down. Keep your vibrations and energies high. Continue to stay safe. Spread love. Give somebody a hug. If you've got gorgeous weather, make sure you get out and enjoy the sunshine. Once again, happy Pisces season. Happy birthday to all the Pisces celebrating a birthday this season. Have a drink for me. I'll have a drink for all of y'all. And I will catch you beautiful people next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. So you all have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you guys then. Talk to y'all then. Bye, y'all.